Good morning. Let me get this all set. Make sure it's muted on the other side. Got to give it time to begin. And it hasn't yet. It will. There it goes. And it starts with the commercial, of course. And here I am. I'm up here at the quilt shop, and I've got a couple of things I want to do, but I was going to see if y'all wanted to hang out since I'm by myself. I don't have no company, nobody here to chat with but you guys. Let's see. Let me go get that link pinned on the other side. I can do that. Pinned it. Now, y'all. Now somebody can come up and visit with me. Good morning, Linda Brookshire. Now, let me get... All right, I'm going to go see... It looks like I'm backwards. Let's see if I can go to the settings and change myself around so I'm not backwards. Don't you think I'm backwards? Is that better? I flipped around. Am I straight now? Is that better? What you working on this morning, Linda? You going to come up on the panel? I'd still like for you to come up here and chat with me. I see 11 of you. All right, I'm going to carry my computer back to the bedroom, and I'm going to take a quilt back to the bedroom. Well, it's not a bedroom, it's the back room. I'm going to go back to the back room and trim a quilt, and then I'm going to put another one on the quilt machine. But see, that one I've got to trim, but I'm going to take it back here. Good morning, you rock. Am I all straight? I've got to make 2 trips. Let me set this right over here. And I'm going to let you guys talk with each other while I kind of work. Hey, Jules. I'll even show you guys. That's all crooked. Let me prop you up a little better than that. And move that down. I'm going to go right over here. I dropped some stuff. If I drop it, I'll never find it. Now, let me go get that quilt. If I back up over here to work, it'll be okay, won't it? Let's see. Linda's at work and she's on a break. Hey, Paul. Oh, Paul, I've got to show you what I'm fixing to work on. Okay? Hey, Denise. Denise mailed a check for it. I'll get it to them when it gets here. I'm letting them tend to that. I give them the money and then I let them take care of it. Good morning, Patricia. I'll be right back. I will, I promise. I find some scissors too. This come off the quilt machine yesterday, but I want to trim it. Well, there was some scissors. They were under that apron. Let's move that. See if I can't multitask. Hi, Ginger. Hi, Pam Harmon. So in love with this workroom. I just called it the back bedroom, didn't I? But it's not a bedroom anymore. It's my quilt shop. But when 20-some years ago, when my mother-in-law lived here, these were her bedrooms. They are filling up. And I get new stuff pretty often. And I even sell stuff and get empty things like this too. It comes in, it goes out. All right. I'm gonna do something with this. I meant to do this last night and I got lazy And I didn't trim it or put the binding on it last night. But it's quilted. And I'm telling you, it's pretty, ain't it? I'm just going to get my big scissors and trim it. Then I'll cut the binding and take it up to the sewing machine and sew the binding on. Oh, all right. Who wants to come up on the panel and read and talk? I kind of need to pay attention to what I'm doing. Now, see, when I quilted it, there was extra, so I've got to trim that off. And I could get the rotary cutter, but my blades are kind of dull, so I'm just going to cut it like this. Make sure I don't get nothing under it and cut too much. Keep it flat. Paul says it is pretty. And Paul says, Paul, everybody that sees it thinks it's pretty. They do. Even if I didn't make it myself, they all say it's pretty. And I quilted little stars on it. You probably can't see it, but it's got stars because some of the fabric has little stars on it. So it's quilted with stars. Keep that. Keep it flat. Don't want to get nothing folded under there and make a mess. This is a huge one. It's going to take me a while to get the binding on it. It's a big quilt. Let me see. I see another. Rue Rock says, Happy Labor Day from Bankhead National Forest. Now, what state is Bankhead National Forest in? Because I don't know. You know, I'm getting hot and stuffy back here. I may have to go turn on that little mini split. Give me some air going. I think I will. I had to cut that off. Didn't need that little part. I'll be right back. Alabama. You might have told me that, but I already forgot. Hey, Kim, what you doing today? I'm going to be right back. I'm going to go turn the air on. Close the doors. Now, I've got a fan up here someplace. I need to turn the fan on to push the air back here. Okay. Let's trim this other side. Am I missing any chat other than y'all talking? Tension problems on the long arm. Oh, I hate having problems. I've got a little quilt I want to put on my long arm here in a little bit if I get up there to get it done. Kind of what I want to work on today is this quilt, and the other one that I want to quilt. I think I'll save that for Margaret. I'll save that for Margaret. She might could do something with that one. And that's what I put on the back of it. Isn't that pretty? Good morning, Jennifer. Good morning, Donna Dixon. What do I do with that? Lay that right there. Where do I need to go next? Do this side. I was hearing traffic. Move them scissors out of the way. Got another piece for Margaret. My knee, Jennifer, my knee's better. Linda Brookshire sent me some arthritis cream to go on it, and that's helped. And you know what? I took a little road trip the other day, and I spent a few hours in the car, not up walking around, and I think being off of it helped too. And I think it's just time it was getting better. So my knee, I'm still fat and out of shape, but my knee's better. When you friends like Linda send me medicine to make me feel better, she did. All right, I've got that trimmed. I'm going to go put it on the other table because I'm going to cut the binding, and I'll show you. There's the back. Isn't that pretty? I had to piece it together. It was so big, but I spent some extra time and made sure they were all facing the right way, all turned the right way. And there's the front. Linda, what was that called? Because it had a long name, but I can't tell you the name of it without, it's not up here. It's down at the other house, so I can't show you. But I think it helped. But Linda, if Linda's still not gone back to work and listening, she'll have to tell you what it is, or I'll show you later. Yes. And I know y'all prayed for me and made it better too. I know that too. It is pretty. And if things go as planned, it's going to go to Paul. All right, I'm going to lay it up here and do something else, okay? Now, what did I do with that? Oh, I know. This piece is in it. So this is what I'm going to use for the binding on it, is the little stars. So that's what because this is in the quilt, and it's quilted in stars, and that's what I'm going to cut for binding. You have a king size bed, Paul? Because that's a big quilt. I got to cut several of these. I don't know how many, but a bunch of them. And I want to get this on there so we can have a live stream at night and I can sit and work on this while y'all chat. And I think I'm going to get together with family after a while. Since it is a Labor Day. But don't Labor Day mean you're supposed to work too? See if I can get that squared up without having to trim that since it's just the binding. And it ain't going to work. I'm going to have to trim a sliver off of it. Just a little bit. Now it's square. Throw that in my box of trash over there if it hit and not miss. Hey, Metasweet. Hello. How's Metasweet been doing? Don't move on me. All right, that's... Get off this edge here. Keep wanting to slide. And I want to slide. I got to put a new blade in there. I'd be more happy if I would. Okay. Four. Five. Nobody in the basement over there? Six. Seven. Eight. I think I'm going to cut about 10 or 12. Nine. 10. I'm going to do 12. Because I'm telling you, that quilt's huge. And when I start around it, I just soon have enough. Got off a little bit. Straighten that back up. saw it along here. My sister was watching me the other day do that, and she says, "You're making me hurt, but not having a sharp blade and that, and working like hard on cutting it." Now, let's go find us a sewing machine. It wasn't, I don't think it was Voltaren. I don't think it was. And Kim finished the Halloween table runner. Found 2 bags with old projects, so making another runner. Not sure what you'll do with the rest of the pieces. I'm going to put y'all back over there because I'm going to sew right here. Let me see. Let me move this table. I'm going to turn it around just a little bit. Now I'm going to turn on the bright light. See? Got the bright light. Feel like I'm sitting awful low, but I'm back here. I haven't sewed with my new Featherweight. Did y'all know I got a new Featherweight? Some of y'all probably don't know yet. I'll have to show her to you soon. I've just been too busy to even take her out and try her. And she already has a name. Her name is Maddie Lavana. Maddie Lavana Davis Bowman is her name. She has a long name. Because the woman that had her for a long time, that was her name. So I'm just going to keep the name of the lady that had her. And I purchased her from that lady's granddaughter. And I could tell you the story. The lady was born and raised in a little town in the Ozark Mountain called Chancel. That's not even on the map anymore. And her granddaughter remembered when her daddy and his brothers went together and bought their mama that little sewing machine. But I'll show her to you in a few days. So that makes, I hate to brag, and I'm not bragging, but I have 4 Featherweights now. And I wouldn't sell any of them. They're mine. And if I found another one that somebody wanted me to have and I was supposed to have it, I'd probably get it too. I first thought my sister Carolyn might take this Maddie Lavana, but she hadn't decided yet. She might still, but she hadn't yet. That makes 4 for me. I've got that green one. I wouldn't take nothing for that green one. And I've got 3 black ones. And this is a 301, but I like this machine too. Not too many days ago, I bought that t-shirt. Said, yes, I really do need all these sewing machines. And you know, someday I want Deanna and Millie to have one of my little Featherweights. And maybe my daughter and daughter-in-law too, but for sure the little granddaughters, because someday when they're a little bit bigger, I want to teach them to sew on it. Don't know when or what day, because they're only 4 and 2. I might even teach the little grandsons to sew on it. Oh, you got a pink one? Meadowsweet's got a pink one. Ooh, my sister Carolyn actually wants a pink one. But if I was gonna buy one or have one painted, I want a red machine. I just think a red featherweight would be pretty. And I only bought the green one just because it come up for sale. And I thought I had to have it because it was for sale. Yes, I tell you what, these machines are affordable and they're good machines too. And they've got the little table. You got a little room to work. So yeah, they're nice machines too. And you don't have to give as much for them. I kind of think I'd like to go fishing this afternoon. We can go fishing on Labor Day, can't we? I know my grandson Thomas has been asking to go, but since I tell you what, they're so busy during the summer and then school starts. Bought it before they got really expensive. I know it's hard to get one now. Yesterday, just for not just for fun, but I was up here at the shop with my sister and another friend Sheila, and I got to bidding on one on eBay, and I bid pretty high. And the last minute, I thought, no, I'm not going to go any higher. But it was a nice one in Kentucky, but I think it went for over $500, and then it was $49.95 to ship it. But I was close. I got close. One more here. Barbie pink. You know, Meadowsweet, I'd love to see that. Wouldn't y'all like to see her pink featherweight? I was on eBay again this morning, and I'm not on eBay all the time, but I saw a pink one on there this morning. Man, I forget, it was real expensive, and I sent a link to my sister, and I said, hey, why don't you bid on this one? But it was way out of her price range, so I don't think she's going to. Okay, I've got to get my scissors again. Let me get them. Then I'm going to turn the iron on. Give me just a second. Now there's my scissors. I'll need them. Let me go turn the iron on. I said, what I have now is those are sewed together. Well, let me scoot that out of the way. They're sewed together on the diagonal like that. And I'm just going to take these scissors and cut that. And then when I open it up, then I've got that. And then I'll take it in there and press it. And then I'll sew it on this big quilt over here. I do. I look there all the time too. We do. Me and my sisters all look on Facebook Marketplace, and about everybody I know looks on there. I'd be competing with everybody local on one for sale clothes. Hey, I'm a working, or y'all are chatting. I'm a working. Hey, good morning, Rose. Happy Labor Day to you too. I'm working today. Kind of doing what I want to do. I don't think I really call this work. I think I just call this doing what I want to do sometimes. That's where I found your featherweight a couple weeks ago on Facebook Marketplace, where Donna found hers. And Donna, I think it was you that told us to use our heel on that little knob on the featherweight. And my sister says that's made a big difference on how she can press the pedal and control it. All right. Now I got my binding. Got my track. All my ends are cut off there. Where am I going? I'll put them in that. There's a chair right there. I'll put them right there. Now I'm going to go. Can you right in there where the iron board is? And all I'm going to press is those right there. You did. You use your heel, and it works a whole lot better for us because I was using my toe on that, but I have to. It's a habit now. I've got to break my habit from using my toe because when I do remember to use my heel, it works better. All right, I'm gonna go in here, and I'm gonna bring this with me, and I'll be right back. I won't be far. Well, wasn't that just cute? I didn't even have it turned on. Well, maybe I did. Maybe I just thought I didn't have it turned on. This is a long piece. I'm back. Got that pressed. Let's see. I see Cheryl. Good morning, Cheryl. All right. Did I miss? Cheryl's been working on the dump truck quilt. Let me scoot this over here. I need this over here now. And I need a piece of this quilt. Let's just start here. Just pick a spot, won't we? Leave me a tail on it. This is going to be a little bit of a job. Not bad. I'm just going to take my time. Get my foot pedal in place. Give me some binding up here. And we're fixing to start. Here we go. I just didn't have the energy to do this yesterday. But some of y'all that hang around here, you know what this means. This means I'll have something to work on tonight while we chat. Look at it. There's the little binding, and I'll turn that to the back. And I had just see, can you see the little red and blue stars? That's what I'm putting. Now, just going to take my time, not wear myself out. Hey, Marilyn. Yeah, it's chat. You want to come up on the panel? Come on up here. If you're dressed and got your tassels on. Reckon Marilyn's got her tassels on. Let's see. 37 in the chat. Hey, Denise Gainey. I know who Denise Gainey is. I know a lot of you. That's my sister. Hey, sister, did you go walking this morning? I just didn't think I needed to go with you. I was afraid I'd hurt my knee if I tried to keep up with you. Why don't you come by and sew with me? If I get this part done, I'm going to put the Brogan's quilt on the quilt machine. So y'all say good morning to my sister Denise. And did I wave to you, Marilyn? I waved to Marilyn. Denise, are you planning to cook out for the family this afternoon? I bet she is. She's the planner like that does stuff like that. Uh-oh, my battery. I got to find my plugger upper. Hold on a minute. Got to plug you up or I'll lose you. Let me see where it went. I can't find one. I'm looking. I went by the porch out there, and the porch is wet. It's sprinkling rain a little bit this morning. Okay, I'm back. It's plugged up. You hadn't planned anything for today? Well, then come over and sew with me. Bring a project and come, we'll sew together today. I'm behind on all my projects. You've been embroidering, I know. She runs the embroidery machine, does lots of pretty stuff. Do you guys know that I found that little package with the stuff, the featherweight stuff? Y'all don't blame me. I don't want to lose it again. Where did I put it now? I'll show you. This is the little package that I was about to make myself sick, worried about this little package. Because it had this little package here with some little screws, and I had taken the bobbins. I had two bobbin cases that had lost the little screws out of them, and I had put them in the envelope with the screws before Michelle got here. See if I can hold it up there and show you. So I had two bobbins that I'd put in here and with the little screws. Let me find that. Right. Can you see it? That one there is missing this little screw. Right there. Right there. And I had ordered another screw to go in it. And it come like this. And I didn't even open it because I was going to get my friend Michelle to put it in. Because I don't think I've even got a screwdriver small enough to do that. And I had lost that. And see, I don't know how you lose that, but I did. But I found it yesterday, and I wasn't even looking for it. There's something from the Featherweight shop. Tells you how to do the bobbin. They are. They are. And I was so afraid that I'd accidentally got this in the trash, but I didn't. But the little screws, I'd ordered some little screws for them. They were $7 a piece, and they're just about that big. But I found it finally. But I don't want to lose it again. All right. Some of y'all probably thought, well, probably didn't even buy it, but I did. I know, bobbin cases, they're so I think it's one of my featherweights in there. The bobbin case is not even in it right now because I was going to get it fixed, get that screw put in it. All right, I better go a little further on this. A little further. My tassel came in a package about that big, and you didn't lose them. And then I placed another order from Featherweight shop, and I got the grease and the oil, and and a little brush, some little brushes to clean the machine. I'm planning or my sisters are helping me, but we want to do a quilt retreat. We want to rent a Airbnb up in the mountains and go up there and spend like 2 days. So that's what we've been talking about ever since our trip the other day to get the Maddie Lavana. Y'all want to come on the quilt retreat with us? You have to let me know so I can rent a house or cabin big enough for everybody. Just take a quilt project and work on it while we're up there. I've never been on a quilt retreat, but I'd kind of like to go on one. Start some new projects while we're there. I know, Kim. I was so tickled to find that. And I wasn't even looking for it. But I had this box of sewing notions that I had bought that I was going to actually take down to the bougie barn. And I'd put it in the bottom of that box. And I had put some of that Nantucket summer fabric in that box that I had lost too. I'm all the time laying something down in the wrong place and not being able to find it. Always. I do that all the time. I don't like that. I'm going to stop right now and fix this because you know what's happening? This seam right here is going to come out right in my corner, and I don't want that. So I'm going to stop and take a little seam in it and move it up because I don't want all those layers here in the corner. You wouldn't either if you was me. I'm not going to have it. That's the reason I cut so much fabric in case I needed to fix something. I just don't like it when it does that, when the binding does that. This might not be what you're supposed to do, but it's what I'm going to do because I don't want it there. Bring your Barbie. Yes, you could. You could. I've never been to a quilt retreat, but they say that's part of the good thing about the little featherweights is they're just not very heavy. So I'm going to take mine too. Okay, now I fixed that. Now my seam's going to come out right here, not down here at the corner. I'm not going to take it back in there and press it. I'll just hope it'll be okay. Where am I at? Here I am. But there's some pretty cabins to rent up in the Ozarks, just north of me, just a little bit. We're not going to go too far from home. And I already told Terry, I said, I'm going to leave you for a couple days. That's okay. He'll miss me, but he'll let me go. And we'll just kind of share the cost. I think it'll be fun. And we're not going to plan anything real fancy and split the cost, and it'll be fun. I've got some friends though that don't like to be videoed, so I don't know if I could do a live stream from there or not. Don't know about that. Hey, Miss Paula. How's Miss Paula this morning? had my little grandgirls with me yesterday, and their Aunt Denise, great Aunt Denise, come over, and she brought them both something. You know what she brought them? She brought 2 little rolling pins. They wasn't probably that big, little bitty ones. One for Millie and one for Deanna. One of them belonged to her granddaughter when she was little, and she said, now when they outgrow them, she wants them back. But for now, they got little rolling pins. So I need to teach them to make pies. Pull that out. Got to see if I can get this mitered corner made here. Make it look good. Give myself some extra here. Well, pay attention to what I'm doing here. I'm trying to do a good job on Paul's quilt. As good as I can do. It's not going to be perfect. It's going to have mistakes, but I'm doing the best I can. The best I learned how, anyway. I know. What more could we ask for? And if we can, now the thing about it is finding one that's available. Because, you know, if they're booked up, we'll have to see what we can find. The boy going, the Ozark, the foliage will be pretty. The fall foliage will be pretty if we can go in about a month. So we'll see. Now there's what I did. We're gonna see if that'll turn pretty when I flip it out. Let's see. When I sew it, that's gonna be pretty nice. That's not a bad one. Frozen biscuits. Rita, do you still do? Yeah, I do. Now, I tell you what, I don't do as much baking in the summertime because it's just so hot. But yeah, I still make biscuits. I could make my biscuits and freeze them ahead of time, and just in the wintertime, just pop a pan in the oven. So yeah, I still do biscuits. All right, let me get to going down here again. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Kathy Waits. Tomato. I don't know what tomato biscuit time is. Do y'all know what tomato biscuit time is? Because I don't think I know. You lost me on that one, Paula. Moving along. We love fresh tomato slices on a hot biscuit. Now, I've never had that. I've never tried that. My garden's just about gone. The deer ate up the okra. They did. Snuck in there and ate it all up. Maybe it's a Tennessee thing. I'm waiting for chat to tell me if they've ever done that. Now, I like a piece of tomato just on a piece of bread sometimes. Bacon with bacon's better, but if I didn't have bacon, I'd eat a slice of tomato on a piece of bread. Tomato sandwiches. It sound like a tomato sandwich and a biscuit, don't it? But I don't know. I think I would like my tomatoes better on just a piece of light bread, light bread. But we might have to try it, Miss Paula. It might be good. I get this one done. Well, I got to quilt that one, but I need to get back on the Ramona's quilt. It kind of got cut back, and I've got to get back to work on it. Kim, I love tomato sandwiches made with fresh tomatoes. Oh, all right, Sarah. She got to run to her sister's real quick. Fresh tomatoes on white bread with Duke's mayo. I don't even put mayonnaise on mine. I just eat the bread and the tomato. Get this straight here. Another seam, but it's not another one of those splices, but it's coming out in the right place, not at the corner. I just ain't going to let them things come out in them corners. Too many layers get folded in there. You gotta have your Duke's mayo. Go to about 1/4 of an inch from the end of that quilt. Pull it out and turn it. Okay, come on up, because I'm going to keep on working, but I'm going to be here for a while. What time is it now? Let me see. Yeah, I'll be here a while longer. Make sure that's plugged up. Yeah. So come on, Kim. Get this straight here so I can. Looking in the basement for Kim. Now, I hope that one turns pretty. Sometimes they do and sometimes they don't. Yeah, I'm going to be here for a while. I think that one's going to work too. I think that one's going to make a pretty little miter too. I'm going to have to move some of this. There she is. Oh, let me get his fix here. There we go. I like this better this way than Biggs.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I'm big enough as it is.
Are you sewing too?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Well, I'll show you what I'm doing. I didn't have to piece the batting, but I'm going to have to piece the backing. I found these pieces. They're sections of a sashed half-hexi that I started, oh my goodness, I don't know how many years ago. But the blocks weren't coming out even.
Yeah.
So I stopped. And I just took the wonky blocks and went ahead and set them together with the black.
Yeah.
And decided, well, that would make, even if it's a small runner, it'll work just fine.
Yeah.
For one of my smaller tables that I've got here. And I didn't have to piece the batting for it, but I am having to piece the backing. And so
that's
I need to see it.
It's interesting. Look, it's set together with that black. It's pretty.
Oh, I made it. It's from Jenny Doan. It's her sashed half-hexi. And I just, for some reason, and I don't know what I was doing wrong, but the blocks were all coming out wonky. And so I thought, well, I am just agitated enough. I'm just going to put it in timeout and I'll leave it until one of us learns how to behave. And in going through a bunch of stuff, when I was sorting through a bunch of fabric here a while back, I found these bags, and this was in one of the bags. And I've got 73 of the other pieces that is the half-hexi already attached to the black. And they're cut from 10-inch squares, so they're actually like 5 by 10 is what the measurement on them is, and a half-hexi. And so I've got 73 of them. Absolutely no clue what I'm going to turn them into. But I talked to Tiffany last night, and she said, well, just turn them into a small quilt. Yeah, right, Tiff. And so, anyhow, but I'm hoping that I can get it all done and turn it. I mean, it'll be something usable. But I got the Halloween one all finished, and it's all bound. And praise be, when I folded it up, it stayed square. There was no weeble wobble to it at all. So I had cause to get a bit excited over that. I was like, oh, I did it right. I think that quilt that you're working on is so pretty.
It is pretty. It is. I think so too.
Just, I've always thought those trip around the world quilts were so neat,
Mm-hmm.
but I've never attempted one.
They're not hard at all to do.
No, it's just me making up my mind that, okay, you're going to sit down and do this.
I've got to quit starting projects until I finish some, though. Really.
I told Nancy the other day that I think I can rival you in the starting projects business.
And I start pretty ones too. They're really pretty, and then I just
yeah. I have too, and it's just like all of the colors that are in that table runner. Those are all fat quarters or cut from fat quarters that I bought at Joann's when I bought this Topaz 25 sewing machine in 2015. And I cut my 10-inch squares from them, and what I had left over, I just cut into 2.5-inch strips.
Uh-huh.
Well, all of the other squares or pieces that I've got ready are from these same kind of squares or same kind of pieces. So it will be interesting to see how it actually winds up turning out.
Yeah.
But I'm like, oh, good grief. At some point, girl. But in going through all of that stuff, I found one other bag that was clear full of 5 squares that are Drunkard's Path, and it's fabric that I had purchased probably in 2011 or 2012. I just know it was right after my mom and I moved here to Independence, and I went ahead and I had the pattern that I had for the template pieces were I had purchased them at a Singer fabric store in Moberly, Missouri. Oh my goodness, I don't even want to think how many years ago that's been. It's been a long time. And
now, is Cheryl going to come up here with us? You see that comment? I didn't mean to interrupt you. Cheryl, come on up.
No, I didn't see it. The only way that I can see a comment is to turn around and look at my TV.
Cheryl says, Rita, I'll come up and help you. Come on, Cheryl.
Okay. Come on, Cheryl.
Don't just tease us. Come on up.
Exactly. Okay, now from this distance, you can kind of get a better idea of all the colors in there.
Yes.
And I know when I took it home that day, Mom was looking at them and she said, now, what are you going to do with them? I said, well, hadn't really thought that far ahead. Oh. And I hadn't.
Well, no, she says she's going to come to my house. Well, come on, Cheryl. You're going to come help me sew the binding on this one? That's going to take a while to get around it. We'll have a lot of live streams on this one.
Oh, on that Halloween table runner that I did it all on the machine. I just decided there was no way I was going to try to sit down and do all of that by hand. And it's going to go to Rachel's house anyway. So.
Okay. She has her old phones where she can't come up. All right. But I'd love for Cheryl to come up here and visit with us.
Oh, that would be so wonderful.
And the rest of you too. We're not just talking about Cheryl, whoever wants to.
That's one of the many things that I just thoroughly enjoy about your lives, Rita. And that is that so many people get together. We just all come together and visit.
I know, and it's
And
just like we're right there and known each other forever. Yeah.
And we've all got so much in common, as far as our love of quilts and family and all that good stuff. So it just works out.
We're all just good, decent, fun-loving people. We enjoy a good joke and teasing as well as anybody. But
yeah,
not mean teasing, just fun.
And it's for sure. Janet keeps us all smiling.
And Marilyn.
Oh, heavens, yes. Between the two of them.
We can't have a live without Marilyn. And I don't
know.
Marilyn's here. I ain't seen Jenny yet this morning. Yeah. Everybody has their own personalities and we just all get along. So
plus the fact that if one of us says, that we need prayer about something, there's no argument.
No. No.
And that's something else that just really makes it nice, at least as far as I'm concerned.
Mm-hmm. No, we're not going to push religion, but we're not going to push it, not talk about it either. So
exactly. Well, the only part of this that I'm finding that I'm going to have any problems with is how to get this thing pinned down so that I can quilt it on my sewing machine. Because these pieces just kind of go. Well, it's based on the they call it the braid pattern, where you stagger the pieces.
Cheryl's fixing to go watch John Wayne, and Marilyn said there's the real reason Cheryl won't come up. She wants to watch John Wayne. I know John Wayne's more important than us.
I can't say that I blame her.
Yeah, but they're reruns. They're reruns, Cheryl.
That's okay. It's John Wayne. Between my dad and my late husband, at one point in time, we had all of John Wayne's movies. Because they were both huge fans of his. And then when the VCR kind of went kaput, I went to the DVD, and of course I still had all of those VHS tapes of John Wayne's, and I was able to sell them. And of course now they've come back out with you got to look for them, but now they actually have those machines again that is the VCR on one side and the DVD player on the other. And I thought, oh yeah, now that I don't have the movies anymore.
Yeah.
Now you come up with that.
Yeah, we've even got our wedding from 45 years ago on a VCR tape.
Oh, that's awesome.
But we're going to lose it though, and not be able to watch it anymore though.
Oh, you know what though, Rita? There are 2 or 3 places that you can send that, and they would be very, very careful with it. The only reason I know about it is because a friend of mine has done it with some of her stuff.
And it's not just great quality, but it's what we had back in them days, and I wouldn't take nothing for it. And so many people on there are not with us anymore because it's a long time ago.
That's like the people from Dave and I's wedding pictures. Most of them are gone. And even the people who stood up with us, and it just, one of the places, and I'm sorry, but I cannot remember the name of it. I know it's advertised a lot on the YouTube channel of legacy.com. And there's a company on there that they will put like your old photos that are beginning to fade, and the old home movies, all of that kind of stuff. They will put on these special discs and stuff that they're not going to be, nothing's going to happen to them. They will last a whole lot longer.
Yeah.
And a friend of mine did that, and she said, I'll tell you what, she said, I highly recommend it to anybody that wants to try to keep that stuff. So, of course, Rachel's got all of her dad's and my wedding pictures. Well, she's got one collection of them. And my oldest daughter has the set that my parents had made up. Because when Mom and Daddy got them all printed, they just had 2 full sets done. And but yeah, Rachel's got she's got the old wedding album and most of the pictures that went with it, and then Becky's got the other complete set. So, and Becky has our official wedding picture that was taken there's a place out there in Colorado. They used to call it Heritage Square, and it was set up like an old, maybe 1870s, 1880s era Western town. And they had a photo place in there. You could go in and dress up in the old costumes. And of course, the pictures were all the old tintype colors. And when they were printed out, they had the little flecks in it, like the real old pictures would have had. And I put on this costume, and it had the wildest colors to it. I was so glad that picture wasn't in color. Had this great big huge old hat on and big old parasol. Well, at first they just said, "Oh, you do it." And finally the photographer looked at him and she said, "You're already in jeans, boots, and a cowboy hat." She said, "Here." She said, "I've got a gunslinger's duster." And she said, "You can put on the holster, have it slung low on your hip." And she talked him into it. Well, he stood beside me, and he had one side of the coat pulled back so that the gun was showing, and he just stuck his elbow like this on my shoulder and leaned over, and she snapped the picture. And Becky has that. And it's in the frame that Mom and Dad got for it. Well, this thing is pinned down. Lord, just help it hold together.
So you fix and put it under the machine and quilt it?
Well, that's kind of what I'm thinking, but I'm not real sure exactly how to do it. I don't know if I want to free motion it or if I just want to follow the lines of the blocks and not do anything real heavy on it.
What color are you going to quilt it in?
Well, since these are all bright colors and the backing is actually a piece of, or a couple of pieces of tea-dyed muslin. And it's kind of the backing is this kind of rusty brown, not real rusty, but so I'm kind of thinking I may just quilt it in this neutral colored thread that I've got on the machine already. It's not a tan, it's not a brown, it's not a taupe. It's just one of those kind of odd colors, but it works really good for piecing.
Yeah.
And even on some of the darker colors, it works out good because it doesn't seem to come through. But
sounds like you've got a plan. So
I sincerely hope so.
You're this close now. You're gonna go
Well,
ahead.
this is the stack of all of the half-hexis that I've already got put together. I mean, as far as on the black sashing part, there's 73 of them. I just got to figure out how I want to lay them out and put them together. And I've got my binding figured out. So I think for right now, I'll go ahead and read chat.
Okay, I had heard something going on.
Hi, Jay Mary.
Messages. So, hey, Jay Mary. I know, Marilyn. I was wondering if anybody was even still in here. So then I stepped over there to check the messages. There had been some private messages coming through from family, and I stepped over there to look at them right quick. Rain. We could still use some more rain, though, couldn't we, Jay Mary?
They kept saying yesterday, oh, the rain was supposed to hit here at this or that time, and they just kept moving the hour farther out.
Wow.
And what was supposed to have been here sometime around 1 or 2, they moved, and they just kept getting it later and later and later. And it finally turned out that they had it rain might start around 7. Well, it never did.
Oh, it didn't?
No. If we got any rain at all, I got a feeling it was probably after midnight, if we even got any then. But according to radar, most of it had moved out of here by then. So I just thought, well, it will do whatever it's going to do.
That's true.
But yeah, we kind of need the rain too. And I've watched some of the different weather forecasters, and they're all talking about such a big cool down this week. I think most of that is going to stay north of where I am, because they were talking about, at one point, our high today was only forecast to be 60 degrees. And now they've bumped it back up to, I think it's 81. And I'm like, oh, no. Let's go back down to that other one. I have to admit, I'm definitely ready for fall.
Yeah, me too. Not winter time, but fall.
Yeah. You know, though, even the almanac is saying that for the Midwest, and especially right around my area, we're not going to have much of a winter until January.
Well,
They
but
don't figure
sometimes,
they'll.
yeah, sometimes January and February can be bad.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. And even these weather forecasters, well, Ryan Hall and Mark with Weatherman Plus and Evan Freiberger, and there's two others that I kind of started watching, and they're all saying January is going to be a real bear cat.
And You Rock has a comment here, Kim, I'm going to read. She says,
Okay.
I'm new, but for some reason I thought most of y'all were in Texas. Are you in Missouri, Rita? I'm in Arkansas. Kim's in Missouri, and Cheryl's in Missouri. J. Mary's in Arkansas. We're from all over, but we're from all over, aren't we, Kim? So
Yes. And let's see here. And if Janet Keene comes on, she's in Tennessee.
hey, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
Nancy.
Alpine's in here.
Mm-hmm. Hi, Alpine.
I think they're out of the country, but I might be wrong on that.
Oh, goodness.
We got Illinois and Indiana and Oklahoma and Tennessee and Kentucky and North Carolina and South Carolina,
Ohio.
Alabama, Ohio, Iowa.
Oh. Let's see here. Well, and Jackie's down in Texas.
Yes.
Trying to think.
Just everywhere.
Don't we have Minnesota and Washington too?
Yes, we do. Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
And New York.
Yeah. Yeah, Lori with Quilting in the Country is up in New York.
Mm-hmm. And let's see, Kathleen Kingsbury, and there's some others. There's more than just Lori in New York.
Yeah. It's hard to keep track of where everybody is.
It is.
Now,
lovely weather. Pennsylvania. Yeah, Meadow Sweets, Pennsylvania.
Yeah. Well, shoot. My mind just went blank.
You forget what you're going to say.
Now, this weather change, the barometric pressure really messes with the brain fog of fibromyalgia.
Oh.
So there's days that it gets real interesting around here.
J. Mary says, You Rock, have you ever heard of the hanging judge, Judge Parker? Yeah. He's right out my back door. Judge Isaac Parker has a bunch of bad guys. And I've never been to that museum, historic area, and I'd like to go. I may have to try to go someday. Maybe J. Mary can take me on a tour. Hey, good morning, Mary Webb. She says good
Hi,
morning.
Mary Webb.
To everybody. She's in Northern California, I believe.
You were talking about you finding those pieces for your featherweight.
Mm-hmm.
I had this when I was getting ready to work on these sashed half-hexis again, I thought, well, I'm going to need my little 2.5-inch ruler from Missouri Star. And I went in and I looked in my little sewing thing that I've got. And I had been through that thing a half a dozen times and I could not find that little ruler. And I thought, what in the world did I do with it? So then I went through my big bag that has my great big rulers and templates in it. And it's also got my sewing table that attaches to the machine. And it wasn't in there. I thought, well, I'll look through the door that's got all of my other templates in it. And I dug through it, still couldn't find it. I thought, all right, it's time to just empty that basket out. And I emptied it out, and it had stuck to another one of my rulers. It had gotten stuck to one of my Omni Grip rulers that has that kind of sticky stuff on the back of it.
Yeah.
And that little 2.5-inch ruler was just stuck plain as day.
Alpine says, never a dull moment on this stream.
Exactly.
I don't know. We just do what we do.
Rita, what do you charge to do the machine quilting?
Well, I know that a lot of people do that math and they'll charge so much per square inch, but I just tell people I'll provide some of the batting and stuff and I'll just do it for 100 is usually what I say, just to keep it simple.
Okay.
I mean, because I don't want to go through all that math and figure all that out.
I don't blame you.
J. Mary says, Rita, my late husband and me got married under the gallows.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, Ernie was so in love with American Western stuff. We never got around to seeing the Alamo. Even in England, he knew about the Alamo.
Oh my.
Alpine, I'm putting a binding on this red, white, and blue trip around the world that I've been quilting on and working on for a while.
In, I guess it was 2009, my oldest daughter and her husband and their 2 boys took a trip and went to Texas, and they went down into Dallas, and they stopped and saw a friend of mine, a lady that I had graduated high school with, and we had just stayed such good friends over the years. And so the kids stopped and visited with her for a while, and then they went on down around San Antonio, and they went to the Alamo. And of course, Becky was looking for, whatever information she could find about Granddaddy. And I'm a direct descendant of General Sam Houston.
Well,
And so she was looking for information on him, and she said, I figure, down around the Alamo and that area, maybe they'd have some pretty good information. And she said that while they were at the Alamo, she said they didn't really find that much on him, but they found quite a bit about some other people that she was really interested in. And she said, I'll tell you what, Mom. She said, that place, she said, there are certain areas in it that have got the strangest feeling to it. And I said, well, was it uncomfortable? And she said, no. She said, it just had this weird feeling to it. Because we got along okay. She said, the boys loved it.
Marilyn says, well, getting married and hanging do have something in common.
Hadn't thought about that, Marilyn, but yeah. Especially if you marry the wrong one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe it did, though.
No, I don't believe I did either. I think I married the right one.
How's Terry doing?
Not good. Not good. He hurts a lot all the time. So,
Oh,
and he won't go do nothing about it. So, what am I supposed to
yeah.
do?
Yeah, that must be a man thing. They just,
But I don't think he's gonna. He's not gonna feel no better unless he goes and does something.
yeah, I know. My eye has had both hips replaced now, and I'll tell you, he said it's one of the best decisions I ever made.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, they had to do them a year apart because there was so much damage. But he said, "Well, I tell you what," he said, even considering um, the downtime, and now they had him up walking. What was it? 33 hours after surgery.
Huh.
They had him standing up and taking. I think he said they only let him take 4 steps, and then they had him back in bed. And he didn't spend very much time in the hospital at all.
Well, I just did get around that and ran out of bobbin.
Wow.
Just at the very end of it. Now I've got to wind it before I can throw that other
Hey,
part.
that's awesome, Rita.
And then, well, I hadn't got the ends attached, but I went all the way around this thing. I mean,
Well, that's good.
who was asking what I was working on? I put the binding around this big old quilt. And I think I'm going to ease in here and put one on the quilt machine and work on this
There
again.
you go.
And I had some extra, I did, but I didn't want to be halfway around it and run out.
Yeah. I don't blame you. That's something
I
I've
cut
watched,
of it.
I've watched a couple of other quilters on YouTube, and one of them especially has just said, yes, measure around the outside of your quilt, but then cut at least one extra binding strip
Mm-hmm.
because you just never know.
No.
And so that's kind of what I have done. And yeah, I wind up with sometimes 1.5 feet of extra, but I just put it back in the box with all of my 2.5-inch strips, and it will get used at some point.
That's true.
I know the big string quilt that is on my bed. I sent it to Arizona, and I sent all of the binding strips. I sent my backing, and I just used I had a piece of what was it? I think 115-inch was no, it wasn't. It was when they still had the 120-inch muslin backing, and that's what I put on the back of it. And then I just started pulling, since it had so many different colors in it, I just pulled out a whole bunch of 2.5-inch wide strips. And I told her, I said, just make a patchwork binding. And she put it together, and I have had so many compliments on that quilt, and I just love it. And since the back of it is that solid muslin, I had her quilt it in a bright royal blue, and I can turn it over and it looks like a whole cloth quilt.
I'm gonna put this one on here now. See if y'all can see this one. Just a little simple quilt. You see the colors of
Oh, that's your sister's.
Yeah.
That's pretty.
I've got a new pantry graph that's got little birds, so I'm gonna put little birds.
That's awesome.
I haven't used it before. I'll show you. Can you see the little birds? That's what I'm going to try to quilt on it.
Oh, Rita, that'll be pretty.
It'll add a little something to it, I think.
Yeah. Do you ever do free motion quilting?
No, I don't. I don't know how to do that. Hey, there's Janet. Hey, Janet. And J. Mary said, Rita, show Terry Leviticus 25. This passage instructs to allow the land to rest every seventh year, so sowing or harvesting. Sabbath year or Shemitah, year rest for him and your farm. You may be right. You may be right, J. Mary.
Good morning, Janet.
Everyone say a prayer for Lisa. She has a terrible case of COVID.
My oldest no.
For 10 plus days and still sick.
Oh my. That poor girl, she has just fought so much with colds and allergies and
yeah, just she always sounds sick, don't she?
Yeah. I know Rachel said not very long ago that a lot of ways she was really dreading this school year because there had been so many new viruses detected there in the area where they live, and she was doing her best to keep herself and the kids away from a bunch of it because she definitely doesn't want the baby getting any of it. How's your new grandson doing?
He's doing fine. Funny thing is I don't hardly ever see him, but I got them little girls all the time. Well, they think they got to be at grandma's every chance they can, and that's okay. They're a lot of fun.
Yeah.
boy. He's squeeze him and all, so he has to be with mama. So well, I thought I was ready to do this, and I'm not.
I was talking to a girlfriend of mine here the other day, um, and we had been talking about what we had planned to do, and mine all of a sudden got changed. And she said, well, she said, like Dad always used to say, if you ever want to hear God laugh, tell him your plans. Cheryl's sending me pictures of a quilt that she's got done. I'll have to look at them later. But it looks like she always does such gorgeous work.
I know it. I'm go back in here because I've got to sew this backing together.
Oh boy.
I thought I'd already done it, but I guess I hadn't. So that means I've got to wind the bobbin. Never mind, I got one already wound here. I didn't notice it a minute ago.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. I didn't want to have to unthread it and thread it back, so maybe I don't.
Well, I'll take a look at the back of this and oh, the back's not looking too bad. I figure this is a piece of scrap work. And if anybody picks it up and looks at the back of it, they are not my friend. Tell them just use the 20-20 rule. Get 20 feet away, run at 20 miles an hour, and if you can't see the mistake, it's just fine.
Just fine. That's right.
Well, there might be a little bit of a pucker back there, but I ain't worried about it. Well, I'm about to get one end of this done at least. It is just staying cloudy here.
It's cloudy here today too, but they said there was going to be like scattered showers today.
Yeah.
We've had a few sprinkles on and off. Hey, Nancy. Hey, who else have I missed?
Hi, Nancy.
And you rock crochets a lot, and she's about to learn to sew.
Awesome. Now, can't really decide if I want to quilt in any of these sashings or not. I don't think I'm going to.
They're not very wide, are they?
Uh-uh. No, see, that's just cut 1.5-inch strips. So the sashings are only an inch wide. So I'm thinking since it's just this is actually just gonna lay on the little table. My dad built me started out to be a footstool several years ago. And because I didn't have a recliner, I just had a plain old rocking chair. And I had hurt my back and I was supposed to be keeping my feet up. So he took some wood and he built this little footstool. And since I have a recliner now, it is the perfect size to just be a little table right there beside my chair. So I keep some kind of a table runner over the top of it. I figure about the only one that's going to see the back of this very often will probably be Colton. Because he has a thing about wanting to pick things up and look under. So. Every time he does, he'll get whatever it is picked up and he'll say, "Hello, hello." So, it was so nice seeing Jackie the other night.
It was, yeah. And we had Sheila Gage here.
Yeah. Yeah, and then Francis.
Yes, Francis.
Just, I've missed seeing them.
Yeah.
Sheila didn't look like she was feeling very good, though.
No, she didn't.
Well, I tell you, times like this, I don't know what I'd do without that automatic thread cutter. Hmm. I wonder where Kathy's at this morning.
I don't know. Don't have any idea.
Rita, how's your mom doing?
Mama's doing pretty good for 90 and a half years old. You know, I can tell she's getting slower and weaker, but she's still going. So
That's good.
she went with us on a road trip the other day to get that little featherweight, and we
How awesome.
and we all had a good time.
Oh, that's wonderful. And I think that quilt retreat with you and your sisters, I think you guys will have a ball.
Well, we're going to do it. We just, you know, we all of us, our whole lives are just work, work, work. So it's time we do something else. And we're not going to go far away from home for very long, but I think we're going to do it. I'm going to go here and cut some batten, so I'll be right back.
Okay. Well, y'all, I'll get over here where I can see the chat on the television then. Because I'm sitting about 18 feet away from it. Hello, Sarah. Okay, you rock. Lisa, I sincerely hope that you get to feeling better. I know that old stuff is no fun any way, shape, or form. It's awful. Is everybody else staying well at least? Hi, Janice. How are you doing?
All right, I'm going to see if I can still pin this in now.
Ah.
Had to start over again since I had to make the. Try this again. Ginger, we're just planning maybe going up in the mountains and renting one of them Airbnbs and just hanging out together. Me and my sisters, and maybe a couple other local ladies if they want to go.
That will be so nice.
So it's not an official one. It's just what we're planning on doing. And if it works, maybe I can plan one for somebody else someday if I can make it work with them.
Yeah.
And sometimes we get along less than anybody. So, do you not fuss with your sisters just a little bit, even to this day? I mean, I know we did when we was younger. We still have still have our disagreements even now. So you probably don't, but we do.
Well, I'm an only child. The closest thing that I have to a sister, we met when we were 9 years old in my mom's Sunday school class.
Okay.
And within just a very few minutes, we had become just the best of friends. And now, 61 years later, we still are. Nancy and I look enough alike to be related. And we have told people for years that we actually started in heaven as twins. But God knew that one mother could not deal with two of us at the same time, so he separated us. And then we fooled him, and we got back together 9 years later anyhow. And she is exactly 48 hours younger than me. I was born in Kansas, and she was born in Texas.
Well,
and she lives down there now in hi Donna Armstrong and Jen E. They live in Stephenville, not very far from Tarleton University, and she and her husband and Nancy's kids and her grandkids and her great grandkids, they all live down there. And so she tried for a while to talk me into going down there, and I said, seriously? You want me to move to the state of Texas? And she said, well, she said, I'm kind of rethinking that. And I said, oh, what? You don't want me to come down there now? And she said, listen, with all of your allergies, she said, you wouldn't be able to tolerate it down here. She said, with all the dust and the weeds and everything we got growing down here, no. She said, you're better off in Missouri. Stay there. Thank you, Janet. We have just stayed the very best of friends this entire time.
Well.
And when and of course, at both homes, both mothers were mom, and both dads were dad. And
was she an only child too?
No, she had two older sisters and two younger brothers. Nan was right smack in the middle.
Okay.
And what's funny is that the guy that she's married to and my boyfriend look enough alike to be brothers.
Wow.
And she said, you realize, don't you, that if the four of us ever get together, she said, they're going to think that they're the brothers and we're the outlaws. I said, well, you just never know about them things.
No.
But yeah. But she's got 4 great-grandchildren now. And I don't have any that I know of.
Great, yeah.
No.
No great-grands.
Now, my late husband, he's got 5, 6, 7 great-grandkids.
So, was he married before you married him?
Oh, yeah. And so, yeah. And he had 3 boys. And he actually had, let's see here, there's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 grandkids from those 3 boys. And then between Becky and Rachel, there's 8. And so, oh, yeah, he's got a passel.
It sounds like it, yeah.
And you know, it's funny. None of his kids got his blue eyes. His eyes were this very striking shade of blue and sinfully long dark eyelashes that most models would kill for. And, but he's got 7 grandkids that got those blue eyes, the very same shade of his. And so, I know when I worked at the sale barn there in Macon, one of the gals I worked with, she hadn't met him at that point. And she said, what exactly was it that attracted a Denver, Colorado girl to a Missouri farm boy? And I said, well, you ain't met him yet. I said, there was just something that it has worked. And he come into the barn to bring me something. And when he turned around to walk out in the ring, she looked at me and she said, now I know what it was. And I said, what? And she said, those eyes. I said, well, yeah, they did kind of play a part in it. She said, good Lord. She said, that's the kind of eyes that get you into trouble fast. And, yeah, I know. But every one of his kids has got dark brown eyes. I think Rachel's are about the darkest, though. Poor child, though. She looks like I did at that age.
And how's that?
Rachel? Oh, my goodness. Rita, I'll have to send you a picture in your email so you can see what Rachel looks like. Then you'll know what I looked like when I was 30 years old. I know Nathan has seen pictures of me when I was younger, and he's like, Ma, that's just like looking at Rachel. I said, yeah. This is what he's like, so? He's like, there ain't nothing wrong with the way you look. And I said, oh, honey. I said, what are you trying to get? He looked at me and he says, biscuits and gravy? I said, all right. He looked at Rachel and he said, see, I told you I could bribe your mom. I'm like, now wait a minute. I'm the one that usually bribes you either with biscuits and gravy, chicken and dumplings, or coconut cream pie. Rachel said, please just don't ever fix it all at the same meal. I said, well, no.
But you could have chicken and dumplings and coconut cream pie at the same meal.
Yeah. Well, his question was, well, why can't they be at the same meal?
Oh, yeah.
She said, seriously? Biscuits and gravy and chicken and dumplings? But he knows better. He's diabetic.
Oh.
And so, and he has to have insulin. The last time that he was able to be here with her and the kids, he had an extra day off of work. And I had made a coconut cream pie. And Rachel looked at him and she said, "You know that's not good for you." He says, "Oh, come on." He said, "I got plenty of insulin." He said, "Just once I want to have to take an extra shot."
Uh,
No.
so he didn't get any of it after all?
Oh, yeah, he did.
Oh, he did. Okay.
Oh, yeah, he ate 2 big pieces of it. That's why she was getting after him. He'd finished one. He was going for a second.
Oh.
So, but he didn't have to take an extra shot. He did just fine. His levels aren't so bad that he can't cheat once in a while and get by with it.
Hmm.
My late husband was not that fortunate. I had to watch him like a hawk.
And hello, Jenny. We got a Jenny in here. Hi,
Uh-huh.
Jenny.
Yeah, she was in here a little bit earlier,
All right.
and I had seen the name pop up.
Okay.
So, do you have other plans today, Rita?
I'm probably going to get together with the family after a while.
Yeah.
This morning, and it's a kind of a rainy day here today.
My body has known ever since last Thursday that there is rain in the vicinity. I just wish it'd go ahead and rain.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not complaining about the rain. No, I'm not.
Oh, I definitely won't.
Streets are not running, and it's just still dry here.
Yeah. Has Terry gotten another cutting on the hay?
Yeah, on some of it, he's still got some that he hadn't got the second cut, just so he ain't got to it.
Yeah.
He started the second cut, but he ain't finished it yet.
Yeah. Another friend of mine up in the northern part of the state, she said that some of the areas have stayed so awful wet that the farmers haven't been able to get in to get that second cutting of hay.
Yeah, earlier this spring it was so wet you had to drive around part of it, but then it got dry. You know, it either
Yeah. She was saying that there was a couple of the areas that they hadn't been able to get in and get some of the crops out that was ready to get out. And she said there were some of the fields they were just plumb flooded. So, oh dear. I'm hoping that didn't happen to a friend of ours. I forget how many acres it was that they actually owned. A couple 300 acres, and then he farmed a whole bunch more. And so I'm hoping that they were able to get in and get everything that they had. Well, this actually looks pretty good.
And I think what I'm working on is going to look pretty good too.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Fixing to get it started.
Yeah.
This thing up, you know.
Well, I will be able to get these edges trimmed up now, and then I can get the binding on here. which is more than what I thought I'd be doing today. And that's okay. I think part of what made these blocks go so wonky in the first place is the black that I picked out for the fashion.
Well, did it stretch on you or something?
And I think it did. It's a piece of fabric that I actually bought on sale. And I think now I know why it was on sale.
Nobody wanted it.
Oh. But you know, I ran into that a few times with some of Joanne's fabric. It I don't know whether whether maybe it got put on the bolts wrong. Maybe stretched too tight. Because when they roll that fabric on those bolts, that's quite a process.
Yeah.
And I know that there's been times that I would buy panels, and they didn't. Of course, when I worked there at Ben Franklin, we would get panel pieces in, and they wouldn't be straight on the bolt. You couldn't just, unroll it and cut the panel. You had to unfold it and cut on specific line, because otherwise you were going to ruin that panel.
That's what I have to do here sometimes still.
I still think I just need to win a big lottery. And then I just come down there to your shop and spend a whole bunch of it.
Yeah. Give me some of it if you win.
Exactly. Oh, I would, Rita. I would share.
Well, I mean, buy something is what I mean. I ain't gonna.
Well, it's trimmed at least. Now, these pins all out of it. Hi, Firefly Adventures.
Hi, Firefly.
Let's get all these threads trimmed off of here now where the machine tied all those knots in the back.
Oh, my machine too loud? I forgot to ask.
Your what?
Was that quilt machine? It makes a wonky noise, but was it too loud?
No, I mean, I don't think it is. To me, my sewing machine makes an awful racket, but I've had other people say, no, it really doesn't. It's not that bad. I'm like, okay. Well, my goodness. That works. Well, at least now I know exactly how I'm going to bind it. Actually, well, no, can't either. One more of each. Then there. That'll do it. Well, that ain't going to be as much trouble as I thought it was going to be. It will work out just fine. I put new blades in my rotary cutter, or a new blade in my rotary cutter.
Oh, I wish I would do that.
And
It makes such a difference.
Rita, I know a lady that where you could get some.
Oh, I know, and she's got some, but she has this problem with anytime she thinks she needs something, she just goes and gets it and don't pay for it.
Oh,
Mom,
dear.
I'm gonna fix and turn this on and see if I can't make me some pretty little birds.
Oh, awesome.
I'm gonna try. If they turn out pretty, I'm gonna show you.
All righty. That sounds wonderful.
Here
Well, I'm
goes.
going to get these.
Do you want me to mute myself?
Oh, heavens, no. Well, I mean, I don't. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me.
It's gonna make some noise.
I'll go over here so I can read the chat. Oh, Donna, she's the quilt she's working on is her sister. It's the one that her sister Carolyn made. Really pretty one.
You want to see them? Let me bring you over here.
Yes.
They're going to be kind of upside down, but they're cute.
Oh, that's good. You have a good day, Jenny.
Now those are upside down. Can you see them yet? No. No.
There. Oh, those look neat.
Let's see if I can hold on. I'm gonna see if I can, because they're cute. I'm gonna make myself big just for a second. See if I can.
That's okay.
Can you see them now?
Yes.
Aren't they cute?
Those are neat.
Okay. I'll put this laptop back up here. All right. Get me in.
Hi, Mary Galovic.
Hello, Mary. All right. What time is it getting to be? Oh, man, the morning just flew by, Kim, hadn't it?
Yes, it has.
How about we work till about 15 more minutes, maybe? That's be okay.
Okay. That'll be fine.
I'll go home and make Terry some lunch, but but I'd rather be making these birds because I'm kind of excited about them. So.
I can definitely understand.
Oh. So I hope y'all can see them because they are cute. If I do say so myself. All right, here I go again.
That is really awesome. I got a feeling that design is just really going to enhance Carolyn's quilting on there, or the way she's got the blocks. Those birds are really going to look neat on there. You wrote she's down around, I think she said Clarksville. Yes, Mary, that's the long arm quilter, and that's how Rita's doing the birds.
I like them.
That's awesome. Yeah, Mary, what she's doing is following a pattern. It's printed on a long strip of paper, and she follows that with a special light that's on the machine.
I'll show you. I don't mind showing you.
It's really neat.
Oh, I got to plug you back up real quick though. That thing went. But I work from this side. If you can they see it, Kim? The
Yeah,
pantograph, and I
yeah.
follow. That's the little bird, and if I follow that with the little red light there, and then on the quilt it shows where I move that light to, and that's what I'm putting on there.
I think that is so cool.
And this quilt's kind of simple, so those little birds will just kind of add a little something to it, won't it? I mean,
Yeah, it will.
it's pretty and it's pretty colors, but
It'll enhance it.
yeah. Can you see them again down on there?
Oh, yeah.
I got to get my quilting straight. Sometimes I got to watch what I'm doing or it bobbles, but
Bye, J. Mary. You have a good day.
hi, J. Mary. Okay, what? I'll stay a few more minutes if you can.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm just sitting down away from the machine for a while.
So you can read the chat a little better, can't you? Maybe
Yeah,
closer to it. All
yeah.
right.
Yeah, I'm sitting here not far from my television so I can see it. So it works out.
I had some scissors where to put them. Over here on the ironing board. And what was they doing over there? Just the first place, closest place when I laid them down to lay them, ain't it? I better.
Yeah. His dad used to say it was the last place you looked.
Mm-hmm. Still can't believe I looked all over for that little featherweight package and finally found it. I'm so tickled I found it. It was about to stress me out not knowing where it was.
Oh,
And
I'll bet.
I had looked everywhere. I thought I had anyway.
Hi, Deborah Stoudemeyer.
Hey, Deborah.
Well, Rita, that won't take you very long to get that one done.
I don't think so. I hope I can finish it today, but if I go do something with the family, it's noon. It's afternoon, no. But I did that binding, so I've been working this morning.
Yes, you have.
I have,
You have been working hard.
and I've enjoyed what I've been doing. I have not complaining about it. Let's see, where am I gonna?
Oh, Marilyn wants to know where you found it.
This little bird one. Oh
Or-
no! Where I found that featherweight package? Well,
Yeah.
Let me see, where'd that box go? It was in. Well, I'll tell you, I'm embarrassed to tell you, but I had some other stuff in this box right here. And you know, I had somebody order some of these, and I'd lost these too. And it was under this stuff.
Oh, my goodness.
I thought, well, no, it's not in there because I had a bunch of these little magnets and stuff. So anyway, I had to send a message and apologize because I couldn't find them layer cakes and jelly rolls, and I'd sold them. I had to refund their money.
Oh, goodness.
I know. If you guys order for me and I make mistakes, you don't have some. All I can do is apologize and go on. I do silly stuff. I know I do. So. But don't just give me a chance to make it right if I mess something up, okay? So.
I'm sure everybody will do that.
Because I'm telling you, I think sometimes I think I'm half goofy, but anyway.
Oh dear, Firefly.
What did Firefly do?
Anybody know how to sharpen scissors?
No.
I know they used to say to use them to cut if you wanted just a quick fix, but doesn't always last, and that's to take some good heavy aluminum foil and just cut into it, and that action will sharpen them. But I've got a couple of those little Fiskars scissor sharpeners, and you hold them between the thumb and forefinger of one hand, and it's got a little rod that's made of a whetstone in it, and you can slide the scissors on that, and it works pretty good. You Rock, her shop is actually the Quilted Chicken. And she's got an online shop. And hi, Nancy Nussbaum. If you just look under quiltedchicken.com, and that should give you the where you can look it up online, and then you can see what she's got on there. And she did say she doesn't have everything on there that she wants to put on it yet, but she's got quite a bit of stuff on there. And she does have very reasonable prices.
Okay. I'm going to find me a stopping place. And I'm going to take a picture and send it to Carolyn.
There you go.
Nancy Nussbaum. Rita, you're such a joy. Your sisters are so blessed to have you to teach them and help them. Oh, they fuss at me because I yell at them. I can talk to them different than I can everybody else. Oh. Is there a shot? Yeah, and I heard you. I can't hear everything when I'm quilting, but I heard you telling you Rock about the shop. I could tell you. I couldn't hear everything, but I knew that's what you were telling. So
yeah,
and I do. I'm not a businesswoman. I just like this fabric and I only doing this because our local shop shut down. So I just kind of filling in a little gap. So
there was a shop here in Independence. It was only maybe 3 miles. Oh no, Pam Harmon, I did not. The shop was on about 3 miles away, and the owner passed away, and her husband, he jacked a bunch of the prices way up and then just got rid of everything. It's now I think it's a chiropractic clinic now. So the closest quilt shop that I have to me is down in Lee's Summit. It's about 11, 12 miles away from me. But she's got beautiful fabrics and stuff. But her prices are high. But she's got a really awesome she's got one of the best selections of batiks that I've ever seen. They are fantastic.
And you know, I don't have any batiks because that's not my thing, and I think that's why. So, and a lot of people like them, but it's just not my thing, so I don't get them.
And now there's things that she doesn't carry very much of. She's always got a big stack or big stock of Christmas stuff, and she's got a whole bunch of the Christmas panels and the panel pieces that then you can cut apart and turn them into other things.
Yeah.
She's got a good selection, and she's got a wonderful selection of notions and stuff.
Okay.
But I don't make it down there very often. About once a year is it. And so,
but it doesn't sound like she was that far from you either, though. No, that's
no,
not
she's really not.
unless,
She's really not.
unless the traffic's bad or something. I wouldn't know bad traffic, but
it's not real bad. I'm just not real fond of driving on highways, and I have to take one to get down there. I don't know, a friend of mine told me, she said, well, now there is another way to get down there. And I'm like, yeah, but how much out of my way do I have to go to follow your route? But but I don't go in unless there's something that I just really need. And I would rather pay somebody local as to order it from like Fat Quarter Shop or something like that. And especially since Joann's closed, but she carries a lot of the like the John James needles and some of the higher end notions. She's got a full stock of the Creative Grids rulers and templates. And that's where I've gotten the Creative Grids that I have. There's only been a couple of them that I've ordered online, and with the rest of them I've gotten from her. And the only fabric that I've purchased from her is what was in the sale bin. And they have quilting classes. Well, rather than the women just throwing their scraps away, she will trim them up into usable pieces, and they just put them in a big bin. Then she trims them all up and puts a whole bunch of them into a quart-size zipper bag and puts a price tag of $5 on it. And now I've bought several of those, but they are the boutique scraps. And there was a couple of them that I wound up with almost 2 full yards of fabric in each bag. And it's fabric that's normally $15 a yard.
Wow. Yeah.
Well, we're only paying $2.25 a yard for it. I thought that was pretty good.
That's pretty good.
And so.
All right, Kim. I tell you what, I'm going to almost promise that we'll come on tonight and I'll hem that quilt. I usually don't promise, but I might tonight because I got a whole big binding to do, don't I? So.
That would be neat.
So will y'all join us tonight, and we'll just sit and I'll hem the binding. And you gonna be there, Kim, tonight?
I will try.
Okay. You see, you're not gonna promise either. So
it will depend on how tired I get today.
Yeah, I hear you.
Mary Galovic in Parkville, I know where that quilter's barn was. I drove by it a couple of times, but I never got the chance to go into it. I was always on my way someplace else and wound up driving by. But I do know where it was. So.
No. Okay.
But I will tell all the rest of you goodbye. It's been wonderful. And
seeing is believing. You'll see me tonight, Mary, just saying that. So okay.
All right. Y'all have a good day. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Kim. So
you're welcome.